I want to stop you for a few seconds to give you a heads up. This video is an informative one. It's going to make you think quite a bit, and let's face it, it's not as fun to watch as if it was a comedy, a drama, or a music video. Now your brain is going to come up with all kind of reasons why to leave this video in the middle or to procrastinate on it, whether it's an urge to answer some text messages or to click on another video, etc. If knowing how to properly use time and date in Hebrew matters to you, I would suggest you to use your self-discipline and sit throughout the whole thing. Hopefully it will serve you very well already in the near future. Hi and welcome back to another video. I hope you're doing well and ready to learn. A quick introduction for those of you who are new to this channel. My goal here is to get you to communicate in Hebrew, or more specifically, speaking, reading, writing, and thinking, at least at the level that I do so in English, which is not my native language. I'll hopefully be doing so by sharing with you tips, knowledge, methods, and the mindset I've been using to learn English, only for you adjusted to Hebrew, of course. Now, as you may or may not notice, my English is not perfect, but it is at a sufficient level that allows me to communicate, do business, and even to teach in it. And that's, again, at least the level that I'd like you to get to, and hopefully even higher. By the way, speaking about teaching, I have been teaching Hebrew for the past few years to students at all levels from all over the world. The experience I'm getting from there also serves as a reference and a reinforcement to the things I share with you here, and that's it for that. In today's video, I'd like to go over a very basic thing that for some reason many students are not very comfortable with, which is how to use time and date in Hebrew. I'll break this video into 3 parts to hopefully make it easier to absorb the content that is not randomly presented with no anchors or gripping points to mentally hold on to. 1, starting from the basics of minutes, hours, and the parts of the day. 2, working our way up through the different time scales such as days, weeks, months, years, and even centuries, including the Gregorian calendar, January, February, March, and the Jewish one, Tishrei, Cheshvan, Kislev, etc. And 3, some extra points, tips, and summary. A quick side note before we begin: instead of incorporating in every video tips on how to better use and enjoy my videos, such as choosing the playback speed, skipping forwards and backwards, and different keyboard shortcuts, I made a specific video just about that, which the link to you can find somewhere on the screen right now. And let's jump right into part number 1, the clock, minutes, hours, and the parts of the day. Let's go. First is the time format in Hebrew. Pretty simple, from the left to right, number of hours and minutes with an optional ve, and in between. There's no specific rule about when to use it. With practice, you're gonna notice where it sounds better to put an and where not. An example would be Hasha 10:26. The time is 10:26. If for whatever reason your request is for very high precision, shnia is the word for second, you can use another ve, and say the number of seconds as you can see here in the example. השעה 6:39 דקות ו9 שניות בדיוק. Next, you can see the different parts of the day. It's just another option for you to use if needed, or if you want to be more explicit, since in most cases the context or situation are enough to understand the relevant part of the day. As in English, in case it's obvious what part of the day you're referring to, the AM, PM become obsolete. The different parts are boker, morning, tzaraim, noon, erev, evening, and laila, night, and the other 2, which are not very commonly used, mainly to their narrow time frames, which are achet tzaraim, afternoon, regarding usually 4 to 5 p.m., and the other one is when most people are sleeping and is lifnot boker, literally before the morning, and usually regards 2 to 4 p.m. In general, the hours within those time frames vary, and as far as I know, there is no exact definition for which hours fall into which frame. The sunrise and sunset time also play a factor here. And here you can see how to actually use it as part of time telling. הגעתי ב8:30 בבוקר. I arrived at 8:30 a.m. Here you can see all the options for the hour part, their translation and phonetics. Let's go over them really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Moving to the minute part, we'll go over the 12 more common ones, since you can always round up or down to make it easier, or if you just don't remember the number of current minutes in Hebrew. Here as well, you can see their translation and phonetics, and again, let's go over them really quick. But before that, notice that the 15, 30, and 45 marks are set as fractions of the hour, where reva is a quarter and chetzi is a half. So, the times are וחמישה, ועשרה, ורבע, ועשרים, 25, וחצי, 35. Now notice the shift from counting until now the minutes passed since the last round hour to starting the count towards the next hour. 20 ל, רבע ל, 10 ל, 5 ל. Okay? Almost finishing this part, here are a few examples of telling the time. 6:15 בבוקר, 6:15 a.m, 2:20 בצהריים, 2:20 p.m, 7:50 בערב, 7:50 p.m, and 11:30 בלילה, 11:30 p.m. One more thing, in Israel the time is in the 24-hour format, something that in the US and other parts of the world is considered very military or formal. That was it regarding the clock part of time. Moving to the second part, dates, days, weeks, months, and years. The structure of common Gregorian date is the day's number, when 1 to 10 is ordinal, as in first, second, third, etc., and 11 to 31 is cardinal, as in 11, 12, etc., followed by a le or be, then the month's number or name. Then, if needed, you add the year that is constructed very similar to English, 1,000, hundreds, tens, and ones. The format of the Jewish date is the day's number or letter in gematria, representing the value of the number, followed only by a be, not a le, and then again the letters representing the number of years. If you don't know what gematria is or how to use it, I might do a separate video about it if demand is high enough. Let me know in the comments below. A quick side note about the Jewish commemorative dates, such as Tisha B'Av, Tu B'Shvat, Asara B'Tevet, etc., are not how you usually would refer to dates in the Jewish calendar nowadays, just in case you had that question in mind. To make things more simple, just remember that in the Gregorian format, use le before the month name or number, and in the Jewish one, use the preposition be. And an example for this format is ה-7 ל-7, 2017, July 7th, 2017. A few more examples of telling the date. I'll start from the top right corner. 1 בינואר 1990, January 1st, 1990. Moving down to 16 למאי 95, May 16th, 95. Notice here that it's actually supposed to be 16 למאי and not 16, since the date numbers are counted as masculine, but the letter is actually more frequent. Don't bother that. And let's continue to 22 ל-10, 2017, October 22nd, 2017. And the last example is a Jewish one, ג' בניסן התשע"ח, or Hatashach, you can hear it both ways, which is 3 in Nisan, 5778. And here, for your general knowledge, is a table showing the overlap between the Gregorian and Jewish months. And as you can see here, it's written, the overlap is approximate. So, January is Tevet, February is Shvat, March is Adar, April is Nisan, May is Iyar, June is Sivan, July Tammuz, August Av, September Elul, October Tishrei, November Cheshvan, and December Kislev. And we'll finish this part with some other important components of time, which are the days of the week. Pretty straightforward. Rishon, Sunday, Sheni, Monday, Shlishi, Tuesday, Revi, Wednesday, Chamishi, Thursday, Shishi, Friday, and Shabbat, Saturday. An example would be היום יום שלישי, אתמול היה שני ומחר רביעי. Today is Tuesday, yesterday was Monday, and tomorrow is Wednesday. And that was it regarding the date part of time. And getting to the last part with additional trivial questions, phrases, and words. We'll start this part with some useful words that are somewhat parallel across the time scope. We'll go one by one from right to left. עבר, past, הווה, present, עתיד, future. שלשום, the day before yesterday. היום, today. מחרתיים, the day after tomorrow. קודם, before, עכשיו, now, אחר כך, later. לאחרונה, recently, ברגע זה, at this moment, עוד מעט, soon. These are some very useful questions to get oriented in time. מה השעה? What time is it? מה התאריך העברי/לועזי? What is the Hebrew/Gregorian date? איזה יום היום? What day is today? באיזו שנה אנחנו? In which year are we? The last example is usually asked about the Jewish year that is a bit less frequently used. And of course, it never hurts to add slicha, excuse me, before asking. Here are some useful time units. I'm sure at least one of these words is new to you, no matter the level you're on. Shniya, a second. Daka, a minute. Sha'a, hour. Yom, day. Shavua, week. Chodesh, month. Shana, year. And since I'm already at it, we also have asor, decade. Me'ah, century. Elef, millennium. Notice that in me'ah, the emphasis is on the second syllable, and if it were on the first syllable, it would have meant a simple 100. Another important thing to notice is that the number 2 of most of the time units get a 2 yud at the end, making it sound as aim. These are the cases in which it occurs. Sha'atayim, 2 hours. Yomaim, 2 days. Shvu'aim, 2 weeks. Chodshayim, 2 months. And shnatayim, 2 years. If you want to convert your Gregorian date or this of your loved ones to the Jewish one or vice versa, this is a cool website that does it. The link is in the description below. A super important point is that some confusion might occur when people using different time formats set a date to meet up on. Make sure that you explicitly convey to the other side the exact day and month and that they understood. And a final example concluding everything we've just gone through. היום, יום שלישי, ה-31 באוקטובר 2017, י"א בחשוון, התשע"ח. השעה עכשיו היא 9:08 בבוקר. Today is Tuesday, October 31st, 2017, 11 in Cheshvan, 5778. The time now is 9:08 a.m. That's it. These were many words. I didn't count exactly how many related to time and date in Hebrew. You might have found a few, some, or all is new to you, and I really hope all these explanations and examples and details are going to be helpful and serve you well. As always, I'll remind you that a strong, solid, and relevant vocabulary and the constant expansion of it are very, very important when learning a language. Now, I know this video can be a bit heavy, but if you replay it and use the glossary that I put in the description below to jump exactly to the parts you want to go over again, it will make it a lot easier for you to actually get something, gain something from this video. I want to leave you off with some homework. One, write down a few dates that are relevant to you, such as yours or your loved one's birth dates, anniversaries, etc. Two, write the time you're watching this video, the time you woke up, and the time you went to sleep yesterday. Three, write a short story, 1 paragraph long, including different times, and just make sure to challenge yourself according to the level you're at. It's not supposed to be too complicated or too simple, okay? And 4, read the sentences or the story and pretty much everything you wrote out loud. These tasks will help you integrate the content from this video into your vocabulary and sharpen your Hebrew in general. Also, in this routine, you practice speaking and listening, writing and reading, which are all essentially the main components of communication. They also all form powerful practice combination that I personally have been using. The homework, of course, are optional, but if you do decide on doing them, please feel free to write them in the comments below, and I'll surely try to go over them and give you my feedback. Talking about feedback, I would appreciate a lot your feedback about this video as well. Another important and pretty simple bonus I want to give you is to be more aware of your surroundings, actively looking for dates and times, asking people for the time and date, and here and there telling yourself the current time, just to practice it. I'm about to wrap up this video, but before, let's do a quick recap of everything we've gone over today. 1, the clock, minutes, hours, and the parts of the day. 2, dates, days, weeks, months, and years. 3, additional questions, phrases, words, etc. And 4, homework. In order to get today's slides, you can go over them while commuting, eating, etc. To get important updates and other cool benefits, make sure to join my mailing list through the link in the description below. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe. Plus, click on the little bell next to that button so you don't miss any new video. If you know of anyone that can find this video and channel useful, please share with them. Until next time, Yom Tov.